Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about a basic introduction to quicksort. In this video and in upcoming few videos we will discuss completely about quicksort. So quicksort is a sorting technique where we get a collection of elements and we sort them in ascending or descending order. So in quicksort, here if you see, when we discussed merge sort, we saw that it was a divide and conquer algorithm. So by divide and conquer we mean that let's say if we are given a complex problem, we try to divide that complex problem into smaller sub problems, and when those smaller sub problems are not further divided, we try to conquer them, and when we conquer each and every smaller sub problems, we reach to the solution of our original problem. So quicksort is also a divide and conquer algorithm. It involves 3 steps. The first step is the pivot selection. So in pivot selection what we do is we pick an element from the array and mark it as pivot. Now this pivot element can be the first element, last element or any random element. We just take any element and mark it as pivot. So here let's suppose we are given this array and we want to sort this array using quicksort. So as we discussed, the first thing we do is we take a pivot element. Now this pivot element can be the first element, any random element or the last element. So we can take any element as pivot. In this tutorial we will take the last element as our pivot. So here the last element which is at index 8, the value is 3. So this is our pivot. So this is the first step. We take a pivot and we can take any element as our pivot. Now after taking a pivot, what we do is whatever the element we have taken as pivot, now we actually partition the array. So by partitioning we mean that we reorder the array such that all elements greater than pivot comes after the pivot, and all the elements smaller than pivot comes before the pivot. The elements equal to pivot can go either side of the pivot. So whatever the pivot we took, which we saw in our previous slide, it was 3. So then we partition the array in such a way that all the elements which are greater than pivot comes after the pivot, and all the elements which are smaller than pivot comes before the pivot. So we are actually reordering the array, and the elements which are equal to pivot can go on either side. It can go on the left side or on the right side. So why we are doing this partitioning is, this is the important step. After we perform the partitioning, the pivot is actually at its correct sorted position. Now what it means is, let's say 3 is the pivot and these are the remaining elements. So all the elements greater than pivot should come after the pivot, and all the elements which are smaller than pivot should come before the pivot. So here 3 is the pivot. So now we'll check 9 is greater than pivot, it comes here, because as it is greater than 3, we know that all the elements which are greater than pivot will go after the pivot. -3 is smaller than 3, it comes here. 5 is greater than 3, it comes here. 2 is lesser than 3, it comes here. 6 is greater than 3, it comes here. 8 comes here. -6 comes here. 1 comes here. And 3 is the pivot, so it is at this position. So here you can see these are all the elements which are smaller than pivot, and these are all the elements which are greater than pivot. We are not concerned about the order of the elements. Here it's -3, then it is 2, then it is -6. So we are not concerned about the order. Here it is 9, 5, 6, 8 like this. We are only concerned about the partitioning of this array in such a way that this is the left part which is smaller than pivot, and this is the right part which is greater than pivot. So why we are actually doing this partition? Here you can see, I'll just remove this. So when we actually partition the array based on what we discussed, here you can see that 3 was our pivot. All the smaller elements are just before the pivot and all the greater elements are just after the pivot, and it can be in any order. But here you can see that after this partitioning, one unique property with this pivot is, let's say this is low index and this is high index and this is any jth element. So after this partition, in this array from low to j minus 1, which is this portion, is less than equal to array of j, which is our pivot, which is less than equal to j plus 1 to high, like this. So when we do this partition, this holds true. And if you see, when we sort this array, so this is the sorted array. So the elements are arranged in ascending order. But here you see that the difference between this partitioning and this sorted array is the pivot after the partitioning and after the sorting doesn't change its position. It's actually at its correct position after the first partition. So here if you see, 3 was our pivot. After partitioning it came at index 4. And if we sort this array, you will see that in the sorted array, the pivot doesn't change its index. It will still be at index 4. So this is one critical information about quicksort, that it partitions the array and all the elements which are smaller than pivot comes to the left and all the elements which are greater than pivot comes to the right. But this pivot after partition is actually at its correct position even after the array is sorted. So this is the second step of quicksort, the partitioning step. Moving ahead. Now here you saw that this pivot and this partitioning, it is actually the divide part of the algorithm where we are actually reordering the array in the partitioning step. And now how we will conquer this is based on this recursion step. Whatever we did above, now we recursively apply the above steps on the subarray formed on the left side of the pivot and on the right side of the pivot. So these two steps we will apply on all the elements which are lesser than pivot and on all the elements which are greater than pivot recursively. So this step which we discussed, that after this partitioning the pivot is at its correct sorted position. We don't touch the pivot after the partitioning. We take the left part of the pivot, we take the right part of the pivot, and we apply the above steps recursively on the left side and on the right side. So here pivot in the sorted array is at its correct position like this. But when we do the first partition, this one particular element is sorted. Here you can see in the sorted array, pivot doesn't change its position and it is at its correct position. So we can think from the first partition, we have sorted one element. And now when we are discussing the recursion part, the third step, what we do is, we take the left side of the partition, we take the right side of the partition, we leave the partition as it is at its correct position. Now we apply the same steps of choosing a pivot and then partitioning on the left side of the array and on the right side of the array. So this we keep doing recursively till all the elements are at its correct position. First partition gives one sorted element. If we do this recursively with the left part and with the right part, there will be a time that all the elements will be properly sorted and they will be at its correct position. So the recursion step is important. So these are the three important steps in quicksort: pivot selection, partitioning, and then doing the recursion of these two steps on the left side of the pivot and on the right side of the pivot. And when this recursion will end, all the elements will be properly sorted and they will be at its correct position. So this was the basic introduction of the quicksort at a high level. In our next video, we will see how we do this pivot selection and the partitioning. And after that, we will see that how this recursion help us in sorting the array, taking the help of these first two steps and applying them recursively. So friends, I hope you must have liked this video. In case if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you never miss any update. Thanks, have a nice day.